Hello there, and then welcome to a brand new video. This is Half Beyond Numbers, where we learn maths the easy way. Now in this lesson, we are looking at how to model number quantities using multiples of 10s, 50s, 100s, and then 200. So without much ado, let's quickly look into it. Now, if you want to write or model a number, a very large number, in terms of any smaller number, all you are trying to do is to rewrite the number as a multiple of what the given factors. You see, so for every number you have been given, sure, 10 is a factor of it, 50 is a factor of it, 100 is a factor of it, and 200 is also a factor of it. So what you want to do is to rewrite the larger number in terms of what multiplication and addition of these you have over here. Now, before we look at this example here, we need to know what the multiples of these numbers are. So if you take 10, for instance, then the multiples of 10, we have 10, we have 20, we have 30, and then it goes on and on. You see, on the other hand, if we take 50, for instance, then for multiples of 50, we have 50 times 1, which gives us a 50. 50 times 2, which gives us 100, times 3 gives us a 150, and it goes on and on and on. For 100, I guess you would say that is very simple. So we have 100, then 200, 300, and then it goes on and on. Our final one, which is 200, it multiples. We would have a 200, then we have a 400, a 600, and then it also goes on and on. Now, if we are to use the multiples of 10s, 50s, 100s, and 200s to rewrite a number, and in this case, we are looking at 6,450. How then do we go about it? So for our number we have over here, which is 6,450, the first thing you need to do is to write your number in expanded form. You see, so you are talking of 6,450. If you want to write 6,450 in expanded form, you are going to have our 6,000 plus 400 plus 50 and then plus 0. But we can choose to ignore the 0 for now because 0 is nothing. Okay. Now, with these numbers we have over here, most of the times, what we want to do is you would write the smallest one in the multiples of the smallest one over here, and in this case is tens. So for the 400, let's use that to write that of the 50. And then for the 6,000, we have hundreds and then 200s. So we would have to rewrite this so that each and every number will get a place. You get it? So instead of what we have here, I'm going to rewrite it as what? So my 600 now, I'll write it as 400, sorry, 4,000 plus 2,000. You see? So that is just for the 6,000 plus our 400 and then plus our 50. And that is it. So we now model our numbers. So what we want to do now is to write 4,000 as a number times 200. We are writing 4,000 as a number times 200. If you don't know your 200 timetable to the 400, then a very simple way you can do is just dividing your 4,000 by your 200. So with that, you can simply say these zeros here cancel each other, and then 2 divides itself once and divides the 40 20 times. So that means that the 4,000 we see over here, you see, can then be written as 20 times how many? 200. So with that, now we have been able to write our 200s. You see. Then we go to the next number, which is the 2000. So for 2000, and remember, we want to write it in terms of what? The hundreds. So the same way, you come over here and then try and then divide so that you get your quotient. So divided by hundreds. And this one is very, very simple, as you can see. So the zeros cancel out, and 1 into 20, 20 times. You see. So our 2000 here can be written as 20 times 100. You see. Then we now come to our 400. So for 400 as well, what are we going to do? Write our 400, and we want to divide it by what? 50. Remember, we are done with what? 100. So we are dividing by 50 over here. So divided by 50. Once again, these zeros cancel, and 5 into 12 once, and then into 40 8 times. So 400 can now be written as what? 8 times, what did we use? 50. So 8 times 50. You see that? Then our very last number, which is the 10. So we are going to rewrite the 50 in terms of the 10. So 50 now also becomes, that is very simple. It is 5 times a 10. You see? So if you are done with all of this, then you can now come and say that the model we have gotten, that is the model of 6450, is actually what? 20 of 200. So we have 20 of 200 plus 20 of 100. So 20 of 100 plus 8 of 50. So 8 of 50. And then finally, the 5 of what? 10. I would want you to understand that there are so many ways you can do this. I chose to use 20 of 100. Well, you might choose to need more hundreds, and you can have a different answer. But basically, this is the idea we use to what? Model numbers in terms of other factors. Now, as usual, I'll leave some exercises you can try on your own just to test your understanding. So here you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 huge numbers. I would want you to use the multiples of 10s, 50s, 100s, and then 200s to model. You see, now you can go over the lesson and then look at how we have done it. The most important thing is you being able to divide to get your quotient out. This is how beyond numbers where we learn maths the easy way. If there's any issue of concern, you can always let me know at the comment section. And if this is your first time, you can also choose to subscribe so that anytime I release a lesson, you'll be notified as well. See you in our next lesson, and bye for now.